So did you know there are an estimated 3.5 billion smartphone users in the world today? That's about 1 in every 3 people, according to TechJury's 61 Plus revealing smartphone statistics for 2020. That was updated on June 19th, 2020. That is a huge number. That is crazy. When I go back and think about the first smartphone that I had, it was the BlackBerry. But thinking deeper, there were smartphones before then, before the BlackBerry. We're going to look through the past, the present, and the future of smartphones just to see exactly how far we've come today. Even though the iPhone dominated the industry in 2007 with their advanced technology, it was not technically the first smartphone. The term smartphone did not actually exist then, but few would accept that Simon was indeed a smartphone, was a quote by Adam Apotheosin in 2016 on the history of smartphones in his article about that. The term smartphone was actually introduced in 95, and that was the year that I was born. It's crazy to think that, 25 years ago, that the term smartphone came out, but it wasn't, for regarding an iPhone or a Samsung or anything like that. Simon was only on the market for 6 months, and it was a prototype first smartphone initially named Angler, and it was invented by James Canova. Introduced at a trade show in 92, the final version was eventually named Simon Personal Communicator, which was made by IBM and then eventually later released to the market by Bell South 2 years later in 94. The services it included were email, calendar, calculator, address book, world time clock, but it even had the ability to send and receive faxes, which was amazing at that time. But thinking back in time on where phones once were is nothing compared to where they are now. In today's world, smartphones continue to progress and revolutionize and are becoming even more of a necessity like the air that we breathe than they once were. The increase in intelligent products like appliances and furniture and vehicles, our smartphones are all connected to that. So they're always going to be around, and they're always going to be making improvements, and they're always going to be relevant to what's going on in the world today. The first iPhone I ever had was an iPhone 4, and compared to the iPhone 4 to the iPhone 11 Max or whatever I have today, it's completely different. I have facial recognition, and Siri has more capabilities. It has taken leaps and boundaries. The device takes over a function that the human brain is capable of performing perfectly, is a quote from the article Impact of Smartphones on Society, which sheds a lot of light in the negative, impacts on the advanced technologies in the world today, and in the years to come. Crazy thinking about how far technology has come with things like facial recognition and thumbprint. It's hard to think of what else that we could come up with, but there's plenty of theories. But according to Forbes, 9 tech experts share that the near future predicts that smartphones will eventually introduce 3D face mapping, which is looking at what you would be like when you're older, sort of like artificial intelligence. So it's giving these smartphones the capability of doing stuff that artificial intelligence would be doing, that our government would be doing. The smartphone would have the capability of doing that. It also would be able to have thin and stretchable screens, which now obviously, the screens are glass and you aren't able to do anything. Well, with thin and stretchable screens, you have a lot of bit more flexibility with your phone, no pun intended. And, it's just more durable and accessible. And another thing is that they would have more of is increased interaction with voice assistants like Siri and things like that. It'd be more robot activated. And so now, going through everything with the past and present and the future of smartphones, I feel like we're able to really, take advantage of and appreciate the technology that we do have now at this point. And I think that we are able to appreciate what we're able to do because, back 20 years ago, we were not able to do that. And that is why I think smartphones are something that the average person takes advantage of on a daily basis.